What's up, everyone? Before we start, we just want to let you know about our awesome giveaway at the end of the month, where we'll be giving away $500 cash to 3 lucky subscribers. Consider this our way of giving back to you, the fans of TPS who helped to make this all possible. To be entered into the contest, all you need to do is subscribe and have your notifications on. And you've got to be commenting on our videos regularly throughout the month. So make sure you hit that bell along with liking and commenting on our videos. If you're already subscribed and have notifications on, then all you need to do is like and comment. And you'll be automatically entered into the random draw. Good luck! The Super Bowl. It's one of the most glamorous championship events in all of sports. But what if we told you that there was something going on behind the scenes? Activity that's not only illegal, but also endangering the livelihoods of many. It's the dark underbelly of the Super Bowl that the NFL doesn't want you to know about. And its unlawful activity ranges from illegal gambling to human trafficking. That's right, not only is there a spike in illegal gambling during Super Bowl weekend, but it also is considered to be the busiest weekend of the year for prostitution across America. Well, the NFL and the companies that sponsor the league's biggest annual event may not want to talk about this unsavory side of the Super Bowl, but that shouldn't stop you from finding out about it. So let's take a deep dive into the dark, secretive Super Bowl underworld. First, of course, there's the gambling. Anyone who watches football on a regular basis knows that gambling has become an increasingly big part of the media coverage. But just because it has only now become mainstream, that does not mean that it has never been a part of the game before, let alone the Super Bowl festivities. Even as more and more states pass legislation that legalizes gambling at the state level, the split of money wagered on the Super Bowl is still overwhelmingly slanted towards illegal gaming networks. Last year, the American Gaming Association, also known as the AGA, estimated that Americans wagered somewhere in the neighborhood of $6.8 billion on Super Bowl 54. The survey that the AGA did also suggests that over 3 million more Americans wagered on Super Bowl 54 compared to the year before. That marks an increase of 15% over a single year. Overall, the AGA estimated that 26 million Americans ended up wagering on the Super Bowl. That number sounds big to begin with, but when you consider the fact that it is still illegal in most parts of the US, and that 26 million is in the neighborhood of 10% of the total US population, well, quite frankly, it's jaw-dropping. The AGA president and CEO Bill Miller even acknowledged this, telling USA Today Sports back in 2019, "I'm not sure when the tipping point will be. As the general public becomes more aware of the opportunity to do it in a regulated and safe manner, it will move that way." Also, a survey by the online bookmaker DraftKings found 78% of respondents say they're more likely to watch the whole game if they have a bet on it, which, whether you're a fan of gambling or not, is a pretty significant statistic. The point is, a lot of money changes hands this weekend, and it's not just the game checks getting forked over to the players by their teams. And before the increased popularity and wider spread legalization of gambling, it was a much more dangerous business. People were staking way more than they could with less than reputable characters, and unlike the modern legal bookmakers, which have a few safeguards built in to help ensure that people can't bet more than they can afford to, the degenerates of years past often found themselves in surprisingly dire situations on a night that's supposed to be a fun-filled affair. And the scary part is, that's not even the worst of the Super Bowl shadow world. There's an entire human trafficking operation that makes its way to wherever the Super Bowl is set up to provide traveling fans with access to escorts, call girls, ladies of the night, whatever you want to call them. Women that provide services of an adult nature or a girlfriend experience. You get the gist. Think about this. In just a 1-month period that spanned from December 7th through January 9th this year, the Hillsborough deputies, who have jurisdiction in and around the Tampa Bay area, ran what was known as Operation Interception. And during that near 40-day period, undercover detectives posted online ads and female detectives posed as call girls in the streets, trying to get as many of these exploitative predators off the streets beforehand. And hopefully to get some leads on tracking down the masterminds of the underworld operation in the hopes of cutting it at the neck. Operation Interception resulted in the arrest of 71 men who agreed to pay for illicit services, according to Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Chronister's record at a local news conference. The men arrested range in age from 20 to 62. Yikes. Not exactly the family-friendly fun that you might expect at the Super Bowl based on the way that the NFL tries to market itself, huh? And some of the personal stories that have come out of past Super Bowls are just saddening to hear. One former call girl, Annie Lobert, who has since founded a not-for-profit organization to help other women who are victims of human trafficking, wrote an op-ed on FoxNews.com about her experiences and what she knows happens in the host city for the Super Bowl every year. I am a victim of the sex trafficking industry. I was trafficked for more than a decade in Minneapolis, Hawaii, and Las Vegas. Based on my experience, I can tell you that the Super Bowl is just another weekend for the hundreds of thousands of sex trafficking victims in the United States. And every year, as if on cue, the city hosting the Super Bowl announces an awareness campaign to combat sex trafficking around what many in the media have referred to as the biggest weekend for US prostitution. And the worst part of all of this is that the women were being openly exploited by their quote-unquote bosses. I would see between 10 to 30 different men a night, Lobert explained. It didn't matter how tired I was or how much money I made, I had to be loyal my entire shift for the entire weekend, or face a fine of $1,500. When I finally got home, as soon as I walked in the door, my boss took 100% of my earnings. I mean, it's just really, really heavy stuff. The reality is that Lobert's cautionary tale is not just an isolated incident, no matter how much we may want it to be. Every year, the headlines in the paper talk about it. We already saw it this year with the piece on Sheriff Chronister and Operation Interception in the Tampa Bay Times. Last year, in the Miami Herald, an article was published, "A Bonanza for Traffickers: Why a Miami Super Bowl is a Magnet for Sex Trafficking." The year before, in Atlanta, the Atlanta Business Chronicle published, "FBI: 169 arrested for sex trafficking leading up to Super Bowl 53. And the year before that, in Minneapolis, it was "Police Go on Offense During Super Bowl, Nab 94 Men in Sex Trafficking Stings."
We know from past experiences with major sporting events, there will be some who travel for the exclusive purpose of taking advantage of women and children.
It happens every single year. The Institute for Sport and Social Justice's Shutout Trafficking Program released its findings in the rescue work they monitored, and in 2019 alone, there were over 500 people pulled out of these horrendous situations. To make matters worse, nearly 115 of them were children under the age of 18. It's honestly heartbreaking stuff. The only bright side in all this negativity is that we've seen a massive uptick in the efforts to fight these kinds of underworld operations. It isn't just the media coverage either. Local law enforcement agencies and even local businesses and commerce communities have put together task forces that have actually been increasingly successful in combating the criminal enterprises that spawn these operations. Last year, ahead of the Super Bowl, the Miami hotel industry hosted an anti-trafficking summit at the Fontainebleau Resort in Miami Beach. Hospitality industry staffers were trained to spot the signs of human trafficking, as well as the necessary chain of response to take when they think they've identified this type of illegal activity. This allowed law enforcement officials who are already on high alert to get a head start. Of course, there's still a long way to go, but thanks to the increased efforts, it looks like things are trending in the right direction. It would be nice if maybe the NFL chimed in here or there to publicly support these efforts, but my gut says they don't want that ugliness associated with their biggest money-making weekend of the year. Here's to hoping that you're all able to have a safe and enjoyable Super Bowl weekend, free from any illegal activity, from all of us at TPS. But hey, what's your favorite part of Super Bowl weekend? Let us know in the comments section below. If you liked this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.